Hi, I'm Allison, one of the team members here at JobScan. We've helped over 1 million job seekers worldwide land more interviews and job offers than ever before thanks to our incredible resume technology. Today, we're sharing some tips and tricks to make sure your recruiter actually reads your resume. Every company that you submit a job application to is likely to have their own unique process for how they accept and review resumes. While some rely completely on human beings, recruiters and hiring managers, to go through each step of this process, other companies rely almost solely on ATS, applicant tracking systems, to sort through the resumes. And beyond that, even more companies decide to use a hybrid approach, relying on ATS for the first step to sort through the large amount of resumes before passing that smaller group onto a recruiter or hiring manager to dive a little bit deeper. While in some scenarios, you might be able to figure out the exact process that company is using to review and sort through resumes, other times it is not so obvious. So that's why we recommend covering all your bases for both robots and humans. After all, if your resume can't make it past the ATS, it will never have the chance to impress that real recruiter behind the screen. So the first thing that you're gonna wanna consider is making sure that your resume is tailored specifically to the ATS that particular company is using. Like all kinds of tools, there are many different ATS that are available and that various companies are using, each of which have their own set of rules and ways of sorting through resumes. For example, some ATS recognize plural versions of a keyword while others do not. Understanding which systems will be scanning your resume can change a lot about how you write and edit it. So how do you tell which specific one will be scanning yours? Well, I have a secret tool for you to use to figure out which specific ATS is being used on your resume for each job you apply to. And the best part? You can find out in seconds. Head on over to JobScan to our resume scanning tool. You're going to upload your resume and the specific job description that you're applying for in the tool. And after it's scanned, you'll be taken to a results dashboard. To find out which ATS is going to be used to scan your resume, scroll past the top overview section down to the ATS findings section. The first entry in this section is ATS tip. Here, you'll have the opportunity to enter the name of the company you're applying to, along with the URL of the application link. Once you enter this information, JobScan will produce the name of the specific ATS that the company uses in the hiring process, along with any software-specific tips to keep in mind as you edit your resume. This feature does not yet match all companies, but coverage will continue to grow over time. Now that you know that your resume will check all of the boxes of the ATS and hopefully make it past that stage, we want to make sure that same resume will also impress the human recruiter who's going to be taking a closer look at your information. Never forget that the true goal of a great resume is to impress that recruiter, the human behind the screen, not the robot. Here are a few key tips to keep in mind to ensure that your recruiter not only reads your resume, but also has a great experience. Tip number 1, clarity is key. On average, recruiters spend about 6 seconds looking at a resume before making a decision whether they want to move forward or not. Be sure that all aspects of your resume, format, headings, writing, etc., is easy to read and understand quickly. Tip number 2, focus on what they care about most. Be a detective when reading the job description. If certain skills or tasks are mentioned repeatedly, it likely means it's particularly important to the recruiter. Be sure to emphasize those items in your resume. Tip number 3 is avoid keyword stuffing. While these keywords are very important to signal your qualifications for the job and for those ATS filters, overdoing it can make your resume difficult to read and lack a human quality. Tip number 4 is to double check all those little details. There's no faster way to get immediately thrown out of consideration for a role than to accidentally insult the recruiter. Be sure to double check your file names, introductions, and salutations in cover letters, and in any email correspondence to ensure that you're using the correct company names, titles, and individual names of recruiters. And last but not least, tip number 5 is to make the recruiter's job easy. Never forget that recruiters have a job to do, and it's not all about finding you your dream job. Most recruiters have a certain number of qualified candidates they're ready to forward to the hiring manager, and timelines they're trying to meet. When you submit a resume that was carefully tailored to the job description and meets their requirements, they'll be really excited to move you forward in the process because it also makes them look good at their jobs. While there are never any guarantees in the job search process, following these quick tips and tricks can help you check all of the right boxes for both the ATS and recruiters alike to increase your odds of having those recruiters read your resume. If you'd like more free tips and tricks about your job search, be sure to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up, and check out the description box for more links to free information and guides.